Okay, a little bit of a common theme, but I do love that it's a common theme. Another really versatile team win. I'm just continuing to be proud of these guys that different aspects of the game show up. We felt really good about the punt return unit, that we would get an opportunity, and sure enough, right off the bat, we get the big punt return from Xavier right up the middle for an explosive play that way. Thought defensively, a really good kind of physical, hard-fought game, created 3 turnovers, a couple really critical, red area stops that were big in the game. Had the kind of one explosive pass play there down the middle, but for the most part, played really sound, affected the quarterback, did a good job against the run. And I thought offensively, for Malik making his first career start, I was really proud of him. We had opportunities there for the game to go in a little better direction, a little smoother direction, and naturally we just didn't finish those drives in the red area. And so, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you there's a level of frustration as it pertains to that. And we got to continue to dig deep into that, into the things that we do well, and how do we emphasize that to score more points when we have opportunities to. But for Malik to come out and play the way that he did, it's unfortunate. He had a couple of those turnovers, which, were quite frankly a little bit because we're a little out of rhythm. And I think we can clean some of that rhythm up as he gets a little bit more comfortable as we move forward. But again, Jonathan Brooks showed up again tonight. A.D. Mitchell was a great weapon in the red area for us. JT made some really nice plays. And so there was a lot of positives, but what I will say, we haven't played our best yet. And to me, that's a little bit exciting to know that our best is still out there, that we can play better. I think it goes without saying we're going to need to play better, but I'm gonna be really proud of our guys on this one. Anytime you can come home and beat a 5-2 football team, the way that we did and play the style of defense that we played, that's exciting. And again, the team versatility showed up.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go ahead and start up here on the right game.
Steve, I know you still need to look at the film, but just kind of what did you think of Malik and kind of how he bounced back from those 2 early turnovers?
I thought he bounced back great. Again, they were a little unorthodox. Both turnovers were, quite frankly, unfortunate for him. The first one, we had a bit of a miscommunication, and we didn't get even a route from the receiver on the front side. And so now he gets a little bit of pressure, and that's some of the growing pains as a quarterback, is sometimes you got to eat the ball and take the sack and not just kind of try to throw it, especially when you're getting hit. The second one, we're in a max protection, and I think our running back and guard kind of run into each other, and we don't block the defensive end. And again, probably had a pretty good chance at a touchdown pass. And so that's some of the growing pains, is sometimes you got to eat it. Now, we got to execute better around him, but the way that he responded from both of those 2 turnovers, I thought were great. Malik's got really good composure about him. And I think a little bit was the guys wanted to play so well around him that sometimes you can try a little too hard. You're trying to make up for other stuff, and we just need guys to do their jobs and do their jobs really well. And so, but I was proud of Malik in the way that he responded.
Steve, tonight, the run game, only twice were the running backs stopped for no yardage or less. Just your overall assessment of the run game, owning the line of scrimmage, especially heading into next week against a stout run defense in Kansas State.
Yeah, we believe in running the football. We take a lot of pride in our ability to run the football, and we take a lot of pride in the versatility of our run game and the fact that, we're not a quarterback run team. I know a lot of people kind of can steal yards with quarterback runs and different things. Ours are run driven, and our guys are blocking well. I think we're playing in unison well when you think about the offensive line, the tight ends. I think the commitment from our receivers blocking downfield, and then utilizing some of the RPOs where people have to defend the RPOs. But that's the whole component to what drives us, our ability to run it, to utilize the RPO, to utilize the play action pass, and to set up those things. And so I think Jonathan, like I said, Jonathan Brooks had another really good day today. And we're going to need that run game moving forward. I always say, if I can pack 2 things every game is a run game and a defense. If I have those 2, we always got a shot.
Coach, what was the impressions of Ryan Watts, just watching him on the field, and what did his return mean for your secondary?
Well, again, Ryan provides a great deal of experience for us. I think there's a little bit of a calming effect, just knowing that guy's back into the boundary doing what he does. He's a physical player. Sometimes those perimeter plays, what maybe was getting 8, 9, 10 yards a week ago, maybe we're getting 3, 4, and 5 today with his presence. But again, it helps the rotation, and now that rotation between, Terrence Brooks, Manny Muhammad, Gavin Holmes, everybody's a little bit more fresh as that game goes on, especially on a day like today. It was definitely very humid out there.
On your right, Kirk.
Yeah, Steve, I don't know if you saw Malik dancing a little bit before he took the first snap, but clearly looked pretty loose. And you put the ball in the air 9 out of the first 10 plays counting that lateral. Was he kind of going against type to kind of figuring they're going to come hard at him?
No, I just felt like sometimes the best way to get rid of any of the jitters a guy might have is let him go play. And not that I didn't think we could run it or not. I just feel like, man, when I was a quarterback and if my first time I went out there, give me some throws. Don't make me wait till it's 3rd and 9 and now I have to throw it to try to make a play. And I thought there were some good throws in there. I really, I liked the throw to Xavier kind of deep across the field. We didn't get the pass interference call, but it was a great read by him. He found AD. So there were some things in there that I think were good for him, and it kind of got him playing football again. And a week ago when he went in against Houston, he really only had the 2 throws there for an entire quarter. And we can't play football just lining up thinking we're going to run it 10 out of 12 plays the whole game, and we need balance. And so to get him out there and letting him go play, I thought was good for him, and I thought was good for us in that there's going to be a lot of growth for him out of it, as well as us as a team.
On your left, Cedric.
Hey, Steve, despite some of the struggles offensively, you guys didn't seem to be in any danger. The defense was so active, 12 tackles for loss. What did you see from your pass rush today, and then the activity in the back, the ball hawking?
Yeah, our front showed up today, and we talked about it. Like I said, when we put the keys to victory or the what it takes up with our team, and then offense, defense, special teams, that was one of the key bullet points in the game was dominate the line of scrimmage. And when we play like that, when our front plays like that, then we can be really active in the back end. And I thought that showed up, with the couple of big interceptions, the sack fumble there. We had an opportunity maybe at a couple more interceptions there. So it allows us when those two things work hand in hand, we're active up front, we're really sticky in coverage, it can make it hard on any offense. It really, it doesn't matter. When a quarterback feels the pocket kind of collapsing, and the windows are tight, that's when you're playing really good defense. And so they go hand in hand. And today I thought was really effective, and it was a variety of guys, a lot of different looks of getting to the quarterback, whether it's Sorrell, obviously Jamon Tapp was in there. You saw Sweat, you saw Murphy, Jalen Ford was affecting the quarterback, Anthony Hill was affecting the quarterback, Jet Bush had a couple plays there. So it's not like we're relying on one guy. I think A, the scheme was good, but B, like I said, the versatility of the defense showed up tonight. There was a lot of different guys, making plays and being active up front.
On your right, Corey.
Congrats on the win, Coach. I know on Thursday you mentioned how you and the staff are still trying to decide on whether and giving or not giving Arch snaps today. So what made you come to the decision of not putting him in the game?
I wanted to try to find a little more rhythm offensively. We just weren't into the flow that I would have liked. We could have had a chance in there. Maybe we could have punched a couple of those drives in where we got stopped inside the 5, but we didn't. And so to me, it was about making sure we have enough rhythm with Malik in there. So again, it's unfortunate. That's why I'm always hesitant on those things to say, yes, he's going to go in, because now I'm going to get called a liar that I didn't put him in. So I just felt like it just wasn't the right time today. So hopefully in the future we can do it.
On your far left, Corey.
Hey, Coach. Looking at L.J. Martin, one of the best players on that offense, how did you guys prepare for him throughout the week, and then how did you pivot when you found out he was not going to be active today?
The reality of it was it really wasn't about one player. It was more about defending the scheme and the multitude of formations and the multiple tight ends that they use. And there's a lot of substituting that goes on. So matching that personnel was big for us today. And then, so it wasn't so much about, like I said, the one guy. It was more about the multitude of the scheme, the formations, and then trying to, like I said, be sticky in coverage when they were dropping back.
Hey, Coach, 4 games left. We know what K-State can do next week. Just what gives you confidence your team's playing the ball you need to this late in the season with you guys right in the thick of the Big 12 race?
Well, like I said, I think one that we're versatile. We're not a one-dimensional team that just relies on one aspect of our team to be successful, in that we have to throw it. If we can't throw it, we can't win. Or we have to run it. If we can't run it, we can't win. Or if we don't play great on special teams, we're in trouble. If we don't stop the run, we're in trouble. If we don't defend the pass, we're in trouble. We can do all those things, and the personality of the game starts to drive what's needed from our team to excel, to come out victorious. And I think that's the most encouraging part for me, is that our versatility shows up when the flow of the game starts to, kind of unfold, especially in the second half, that we're able to adapt and adjust to what's happening. But the other thing that's encouraging for me is I think our best football is still out there. And with 4 games to go, with a really good team coming in here next week, we're going to need our best game here. And we need to continue to strive towards that. And I think our team recognizes that we're not a finished product. That there's more left out there for us to do, and a better version of our team is still out there for us to play to.
Last one in the middle, online.
Hey, Coach, in this era of the transfer portal, what does it say about a guy like Malik, who doesn't shy away when Quinn Ewers commits, doesn't shy away when Arch commits, right? It's almost kind of like Roshan in some ways. What does it just say about him, his character, and as a person?
Man, I'm so fired up you asked me that, because to me, in this era of, things don't go my way, I'm going to take my ball and go somewhere else. To have players on your roster that believe in this team, that believe in this football program, that believe in this university, that love being here, that's, I think, ultimately why the culture is the way it is in our locker room. And so for Malik Murphy to commit to the University of Texas, and then Quinn Ewers decide to transfer to Texas, and he doesn't blink. He still comes here, and he's fighting through an injury his freshman year that he had sustained in the state championship game, and Arch Manning commits and shows up, and 2 number 1 players in the country back-to-back show up, and goes out and has a really good spring game, and people go out and allegedly are trying to recruit him to transfer. And I know this, and I'm going to be candid on this. He didn't stay because of NIL. I had my exit meeting. He didn't bring up one thing about NIL. He stayed because he wanted to be part of this team, and he just wanted to make sure that he had an opportunity to compete. And that's what makes him special. And I think that's why our team really loves him so much, is that he loves his teammates. He's a great teammate. He motivates Quinn when Quinn's in there. He's a great teammate with Arch. That's why that quarterback room is so good right now. Those guys have great rapport with one another. And so it was not about Malik making his start as much as, okay, Malik's starting, how are we going to go win the game? Like, that was our team's mentality. And so in the end, I don't think it's just Malik Murphy. I think we have a lot of guys like that they recognize the opportunities that they have here. They recognize the team and the culture that we have here. And inevitably, what can they do to help us try to go win a championship? And today, Malik got his opportunity to go play and, again, showed the resiliency and perseverance that I think our team has, the way he responded to a couple of those turnovers. And I couldn't be happier for him.